As part of Child Protection Week, the Gauteng Department of Social Development, DSD, alongside child protection organizations, are hosting a children's march today in Parktown in Johannesburg. The demonstration will serve as a platform for children to voice their safety concerns to the Chief Justice, Mandisa, as well as the Social Development MEC, Faith Mazibuko. The event takes place as the nation observes Child Protection Awareness Month. The children will gather at Pieter Roos Park and then proceed to the Constitutional Court. In fact, they've done exactly that. Let's go live now to our reporter, Nonhlanhla Ntshingila, who's been tracking that procession of young children. So it's quite an interesting one, Nonhlanhla. I mean, you're not used to a march by children, but I suppose it serves a powerful message that they are marching to the Constitutional Court and they want to deliver their demands to the Chief Justice and the community safety structures, social development structures as well, claiming their rights.
Well, indeed it is, Tulasizo. We've seen those young kids march all the way to the Constitutional Hill, whereby they handed over the memorandum to the Minister of Justice, Mamoloko Kubai, just so that she can intervene and get the prosecutions done. But right now I'm with the MEC for Social Development, Faith Mazibuko, who's going to tell us more about this event, because we understand that they are the organizers. Thank you so much, MEC, for joining us. Can you please tell us more about this event? We've seen those young ones marching. Please get into it.
Today being International Children's Day, it is a day where we raise awareness and encourage and educate the children about their rights here in South Africa. So as Gauteng, we felt, instead of celebrating, let's find a way for these young children to raise their challenges. Majority, they are abused. Majority, they live in homes, and you find even the courts, they take forever to place a child into a home. Others, they've been waiting long for attending court cases because they were either sexually molested or any other matter that will have happened to them. So that is why we said today, let's get the Minister of Justice, instead of her being told by other people what is happening, she must come and hear personally, so herself, what is happening in relation to the justice system when it comes to children. That is why we invited her here. So as Gauteng, we believe having a safer Gauteng for our children is one thing that we need to do. But it can't only be police only, but you also need the other arm of government, which is the justice part, to be able to come on board and ensure that the children's rights are also protected.
What is it that you're hoping for from the Minister of Justice, since you are with her?
We hope she'll actually help us through the justice cluster. Number one of the challenges that we experience is that cases take longer because you find the DNA are not yet back. So the forensic laboratories, through that cluster that they have there together with the other ministers, so that then they fast track getting the DNA, so that the police, they're able to conclude on the docket and the detectives are able to present that case in court. And on her side, the prosecutors do not say, no, this case has long been on the system, it can't be prosecuted anymore, and as a result, the DNA, you find that they're actually contaminated. So she is the co-convener of the justice cluster. So being at that helm, she's better placed to be able also to put pressure on her other colleagues that are there within the cluster for them to be able to fast track and ensure that children do not go to court forever attending a court case that never gets resolved. Sometimes they also become absent from school because they have to attend a court case. A court case, you find that the docket is not there or the case is not there. But even protecting them not to suffer secondary victimization when they go to courts. Sometimes they come across their perpetrator, and once they see their perpetrator, they themselves can't talk anymore. So protecting them even when they're at the court and having separate rooms to be able to give evidence without actually seeing the perpetrator is one of the things that is good that they're doing, but it must further be elevated so that all courtrooms are friendly to children. all courtrooms are also friendly to people who suffer GPV, and they're also protected, and they do not find themselves in situations whereby their cases are forever postponed.
MEC, should we expect maybe another awareness?
Definitely. The next one is for her to release the register for sexual offenders. We can't forever be, especially in our CYCCs, let me talk about social development. We employ people who have to come and take care of children. And these people, if they are not vetted, and if we can't have access to that register for sexual offenders, it means we'll forever be hiring pedophiles to come into the system. People who keep on moving from one place to the other because they will have abused, including in schools, so that then anyone must be vetted, including any other person that works with children, and them being able to have their records for as a departments to be able to have access to them. So if she releases that register for sexual offenders, it will be easy to know who is a culprit or who is a pedophile, so that then those people do not come back into the system and continue working with children.
Thank you so much for your time, MEC. There you have it, Thulasizwe. The MEC did speak to the Minister of Justice, and we also spoke to the Minister of Justice, and she did say that she will try and fast track things from her side so that these kids can get justice. And we also spoke to the young ones. They said that they're hoping that they will find justice because some of the cases, they are not being prosecuted. But for now, Thulasizwe, I'm going to hand it back to you in studio.
For that's Nonhlanhla Ntshingila reporting there live for us from Constitution Hill, where that march by young people has actually taken place.